All right, so I'm checking to see if we've got sound, and I think we do. Excuse me. Okay, so I think most of you already know that. Excuse me. Most of you know about the censorship that we're experiencing, and that's nothing new, but I wanted to go over a couple of things today that are going to be really important and hopefully very beneficial for everyone. I apologize for being late again today. We had some electrical issues, massive thunderstorm here. And actually we were at a retreat this weekend, and it was interesting that the power went down over there too from Friday till Sunday. And not only did a bunch of trees go down and knock down a bunch of lines, power lines, but then the power lines went over a train track, and a train came and ran over the power lines and cut the power lines. So they weren't just down, they were like literally cut. So it was very interesting. Interesting that there's a lot of electrical disturbances going on. Okay, so without much further ado, I'm going to go into a couple of things that I am very happy to be able to share with you. And then I'm going to, first I'm going to give you some resources, something that's getting ready to happen. And it's very interesting because there's been a lot of documentaries recently that have come out that I've been interviewed on. And one particular one that's recently come out, I have gotten some interesting flack on. And it's unfortunate because the message that we're putting out among all of us that are more aware should be one of unison. And that the unifying message should be about empowering people and helping them to gain more knowledge, become more aware of their choices, and essentially empowering them with knowledge. And so it's unfortunate that they are people, and some of these are friends of mine, really good friends of mine, that may end up not seeing the common mission. And so for that, it's unfortunate. They will still always remain my friends. So those of you that are out there that know I'm talking about you, regardless of how you feel about me, based upon whatever truth I am sharing with my audience, no matter how you feel about me, you'll still be my friends. I'm not going to change the way I feel about you based on that. And so anyway, that's a personal message I just want to send out there. For everyone right now, there's two series actually that are coming out this month. And one of them I am not part of, but I think it's important. And they actually did ask me to be a speaker there. Unfortunately, due to my schedule, I wasn't able to accommodate their request. But it is a very important topic, and it's about dealing with stress. And so right now in our society, we're all dealing with some level of increased stress, and pretty much everyone's dealing with stress all the time. Modern day society, we deal with more stress than we did maybe say 50 years ago, 75 years ago. But a lot of that stress is actually physiological stress from the lack of nutrients within the foods that we eat and the additional toxic substances that are within the foods that we eat, not to mention the water we're drinking and the air we're breathing. And so there's a lot of increase in stress, but especially right now with the COVID nonsense, there's even more stress, physiological stress, mental stress, emotional stress, financial stress, whatever the case may be. So this particular conference is about stress. And then there's another conference or another summit that's about cancer. It's the answer to cancer. And I am speaking on that one. And so both of these events are coming up this month. And what I would encourage you to do is to register for these two events. Simply click down there where it says askdrbuttar.com/ask, and you go through that same component where you add your name and email, and you can fill in, update that information. It would be helpful if you actually complete that form if you haven't completed it in the past, but submit that, and then there'll be an email that comes to you to confirm that you really want that information. And as soon as you click on that page and you go to that page, the resource page, the very first thing besides thank you for registering will be a registration page for the Answer to Cancer. But then below that, you will see 3 free ebooks that you can get. All right. Now you have to unfortunately re-register each time it says your name and email address, but you will get immediate access to these 3 ebooks, and these 3 ebooks are really, really phenomenal. So I would encourage you to download these books because they're yours for free. It doesn't cost anything. By the way, both these summits, if you register for them, there's no cost to you. You can watch them live and there's no cost to you. And I think both of them will be replayed a week later. So it doesn't cost anything. And then, of course, if you find the information to be valuable, you want to have your own copy, then you can purchase it if you want. But the access is completely free. The books are also completely free. All right. You just have to register to get them. So it's the same registration form, but that's the only way to actually download the books. The first one is the 17 toxins that are in your house that contribute to cancer and a decreased immune system. And so for you to become aware of what those 17 toxins are, that's the first ebook. There are images of those ebooks on our on the actual website. The second ebook is, I'm not sure if you guys can actually see this. I'm getting a message saying that internet is bad. The second ebook is the 27 foods that will help to prevent your system from becoming susceptible to cancer. There's 27 foods that help your immune system. And again, that's another free ebook. And then the third one is a 27 steps to fulfillment. And that's the one for the stress management component. So all 3 of these books are completely free. You can download them. Just go to askdrbuttar.com/ask, fill in the information, submit it, then you'll get an email. Hit the email saying that yes, you did want this information. If you don't get that email, then check your spam folder, okay? Go through it, find that email, confirm that you did subscribe, and then as soon as you confirm it, you will be taken to a page that will have a bunch of resources. There's a bunch of stuff on autism, a bunch of stuff on cancer, the head map, there's videos on censorship, there's all sorts of different things, but in the very first will be registration for those for both those summits, as well as getting the ebooks. In fact, you don't have to click on anything, just click on the ebooks to download each of the ebooks. And there's actually a 1-minute trailer or 2-minute trailer, and there's a short excerpt from my interview with the on the Cancer Summit. So I think I'm scheduled to be on this Friday, and it airs at 9 p.m. And I thought they did a really good job with condensing that interview down. So anyway, that's resources for you. Pass this information on, pay it forward, let your friends know about it. Again, these 3 ebooks are completely free. 17 toxins, 27 foods that will help your immune system, and the 27 steps to fulfillment. So all 3 of those books are yours as our gift, as my gift to you for being one of our followers and following us on YouTube or on Instagram or whatever the channels may be. And if you are on Instagram, you can actually click on the link on the on the profile, and it should take you. You should be able to see some of the registration components for those different conferences. All right. In fact, I think the top 2 links when you go to the link tree will be for those to get those ebooks. And if for any reason anybody can't access it, then just go to askdrbuttar.com/ask and follow that step, and you will see the links. They may not look so pretty because they were put up in a hurry, but they'll get dressed up probably tomorrow. But anyway, you can click there, download those books, get registered, and everything starts airing tomorrow. The cancer one starts airing tomorrow. And again, you can watch it every night for free. It's 9 days for 9 parts to it. And my part will be on Friday, which is coming up in 4 days. All right. So that's the announcements that I wanted to make. And what I want to talk to you guys about today is a topic that some of you may be aware of. Probably a lot of you are not aware of. And so I'm just going to kind of cover some of the stuff, and I have some notes here for myself to make sure that I cover the topic adequately. So some of you may have heard of a doctor by the name of Dr. David Hawkins. By the way, before I go into this, last week's broadcast was really a good one. It wasn't really seen by that many people, surprisingly, but it was really, really good. I think that Nabil's going to cut it up into smaller pieces and put it out there. But it was with Leanna Warner Gray, and Leanna is an author, and she had cancer herself, and he got a lot of feedback saying how fantastic that interview was. But surprisingly, not as many people as normally see the broadcast. It was only maybe 30 or 40,000 people that viewed it. Whereas normally, we have a few 100,000 people that view our broadcast. So anyway, if you haven't seen that one, tune into it from last week, watch it. It was really good. So now I'm going to talk about Dr. Hawkins for a moment. So Dr. David Hawkins was an MD, PhD. He was actually a psychiatrist. And he wrote a book called Power versus Force. And then he wrote a number of subsequent books that were very, very deep, yet and insightful, yet concise in how resonance works. And I'm going to kind of go into this into a little bit more detail. And he talked about the map of consciousness. Now, as most of you know, everything on this planet resonates at a certain frequency. That frequency